Aharon Yasharahla, lighting up the night. Vigilant watchman, never snoring off the grind. Eyes on the news, peeping all the signs. They sling lies, we bringing clarity. Breaking down the script, straight sincerity. Headlines shifty, gotta stay woke. Truth in every word, not just a hefty joke. Current affairs, tune in, y'all listen close. Aharon Yasharahla hit you with the most. No fluff, just facts, we dissecting the scene. Radio wave, sharp, cut and clean. Modern day prophets, echoes of the past. We see through the smoke, these lies won't last. Real talk, mountains from the molehills. Truth reigns supreme over fake thrills. Government plots, we expose the schemes. Politics dirty, trying to crush dreams. From the ghettos to the burbs, we keep it raw. Current affairs, y'all feeling every law. Current affairs, tune in, y'all listen close. Aharon Yasharahla hit you with the most. No fluff, just facts, we dissecting the scene. Radio wave, sharp, cut and clean.
Hey, 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 what's happening? Shalom, family. I'm glad y'all are here with me again, once again, for this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whenever that you feel that you can check me out. Thank you all again for listening to me, tuning in, looking at my beautiful mug and hearing my wonderful voice. I want to thank you all, and all praises to the Most High. And I want to thank the team for always being on the lookout and helping me out. Now, you know, this is current adventure boy, Aharon Yasharahla, aka Big A. You know, when I'm on Big A's Talking Spiritual. Now, we're going to jump right into this because we ain't got no time to procrastinate or waste or anything of that nature. So you all know that I'm always an advocate for melanin or black-owned businesses, and I'm always talking about Natural Glam skincare and cosmetics. So if you can see this right there on your screen, we have Natural Glam skincare. This is one of the lotions that is made all naturally, organic, no chemicals or anything like that. So natural, you can eat it. This is, again, a lotion that you can use right now once you order it from the website, of course. And there's also, which a lot of people don't know, there's also candles, right? All natural candles that my lovely wife does make. Also have men's beard creams, women's yoni steams. We have anything that is all natural that you can use on your body, and it will not harm you like these store-bought deodorants and things of that nature. So I did want to give a shout out to Natural Glam Skincare and Cosmetics. Go ahead and check out the website, which you can also now order sea moss juice, gel, and sea moss pills. So go ahead and check out naturalglamskincare.com. Now, for those who do follow me, you know I always try to come with a saying of the day. Some of my sayings of the day be funny, some of them hit home, and some of them just be downright, gut-wrenching sometimes. But what's going on, everyone who's watching me tonight? I want to thank you all. DJ Aharon Yasharahla was happening. Tracy Simmons was happening. What's going on? Pure Heart Desire. I want to thank you all. Feliz Domingo. Peace and blessings. Yes, ma'am. Hey, so check this out. My saying of the day this evening, family. Very simple. Very, very simple. Rejoice always. Rejoice always is today's saying of the day. Rejoice always. We have to rejoice in the Most High, whether it is good or bad, up and down. Right? We have to rejoice always, not just in the good times, because, it's already a good time. Rejoice even in bad times, no matter what you're going through. You cut your hand, rejoice. Rejoice because you feel that pain. Not everyone can feel pain. Rejoice. Have fun in this life, but always rejoice and put the Most High first. Now, with that said, I'm going to jump right into what we have going on this evening, family. It's a lot going on. So if I don't cover something that you think is important, just let me know. You can let me know. You can reach out to me. You know how to get a hold of me. You know, we are in the age of information. You can contact me immediately. Now, this first topic that I have, I titled Wi-Fi Anger. Wi-Fi Anger. And let me tell y'all, this thing that we call the internet, Wi-Fi, it can be a beautiful thing if used for the right thing. You know, anything that is abused is not used right. It's not a good thing, right? At that time the way it's used. Wi-Fi anger. I don't know if you heard about this, family, but there was this mother. There's this mother, not was, but there is this mother who had three daughters. And these three teens tried to kill their mother because she turned off the Wi-Fi. And I heard this, I read this, I'm like, yo, Wi-Fi and AI mess. You're absolutely right, Maria. And thank you for always tuning in. You are you're loyal. I thank you so much. Three teens tried to kill their mother for turning off the Wi-Fi. And this actually happened in Houston, right? In Texas, Houston, Texas. The teens are 14, 15, and 16. So this mama was busy. 14, 15, and 16. She's popping up. Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, 14, 15, and 16 teens chased their mom through their Houston home, and they all had kitchen knives attempting to kill their mother. Now check this out. There is really no love there. If you're trying to kill your own mom, your mommy, three teens, 14, 15, and 16, grabbed kitchen knives and they chased their mom through their Houston home, attempting to kill her because she actually turned off the Wi-Fi. Why she turned off the Wi-Fi? Who knows? Now, the mom was 39 years old. She ran outside trying to evade her own daughters. And as she was running away, trying to get away from her daughters, one of the daughters threw a brick at her. Boom! And the brick made her fall because the brick actually landed on her ankle, which in turn made her tumble. Now, with that said, right? With that said, the 39-year-old mom of the three daughters, her mother, the grandmother of the three daughters, tried to protect her own daughter. And that grandmother is 70 years old. She tried to protect her daughter, right? And who wouldn't? I'm going to try to protect my son or my daughter as they attempted to kill their mom, right? And what happened was that grandmother, 70 years old, was hurt or injured, just as the mother, the 39-year-old, was injured. Now, right, evil dummies. Luckily, for their soul's sake, that the mother nor the grandmother was harmfully injured. Now, they were injured because these teens, 14, 15, and 16, were trying to do bodily harm to their own mother. Now, what happened as a result, these teens were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Again, these three teens tried to kill their mom for turning off the Wi-Fi, and they all grabbed kitchen knives, chased their mother through their Houston home. The mom ran outside and she stumbled because one of the teens threw a brick at her, hit her in the foot or the ankle, as they say. But then here comes Superwoman, the 70-year-old mom of the 39-year-old, and she protected her daughter. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. We know that if we are avid Bible readers, that we are at the end of an era, at the end of an age, and the hearts of men and women have waxed cold. And that's what we see now, what I've just been reading about. And it's a sad thing. Pardon me, family. It felt like something was on my tongue. So, moving along from that super duper ridiculous, sad story. I'm sorry, y'all. You can't make these things up. Let me have chased my mom. I'm about to give away my age. I'm in my 40s. All right. Let me have chased my mom. Right. With anything of that caliber. Let me chase my mom, not in a joking way, in a way I'm gonna hurt you. My brothers would have whooped my everlasting butt. I would not be here today for trying to Listen, my brothers wouldn't have had to do nothing. My mama would have whooped me. Like she said, boy, I brought you in this world. I can take you out this world. And that's what a 39-year-old should have did. She should have listened. She should have turned into cyborg or something and did something to them girls. Anyway, I digress. Moving along, family, to the next story. The next story comes from a melanated woman, right? And I'm looking up this story. Never, exactly. That never would have happened. I looked at the story. The lady's name is Lucia May Harris. I don't know if you ever heard of Lucia May Harris. And I'm looking at this right now. If you all have read any of my bio or heard me talk, I love basketball. And I read this. I'm like, Lucia May Harris, the first female NBA player drafted. I'm like, whoa. 'Cause for me, I'm like, can't no woman, ain't no woman trying, they can't do nothing in the NBA. Like, stop it. But hey, lo and behold, it's the first time for everything. So I look up Lucia May Harris, and she was a dominant center and a pioneer in women's basketball back in the 70s, right? And she was the first woman drafted by an NBA team, and she was drafted in the 1977 NBA lottery. So I'm looking this up, family. I'm like, oh, this is deep. This is cold blooded. She had to be cold blooded to get drafted by the NBA team. Now, the reason she would have gotten drafted, which she did by the NBA team, because back then there was no WNBA. So no matter how good a woman was, there was not even going overseas to play basketball at that time. You just go in your backyard to keep hooping. You go on the street, keep hooping if you want to keep playing basketball. So I looked this up. And to be honest with you all, there actually was another woman who actually was the first woman, technically, right? Her name was Denise Long. She got drafted in 1969, and she was literally the first woman picked by an NBA team. But what happened to Denise Long in 1969, that pick was overturned. It was null and void by the NBA, which technically made Miss Lucia May Harris the very first and ever and only pick by an NBA team. And she was picked in 1977 draft by the New Orleans Jazz, and she was selected in the 7th round with the 137th pick overall. Big ups. Kudos to her. She was a baller. Baller. And when I'm looking at it, what she said she was only 6'3". Back then, that's still tall for one today. She was 6'3", but she wasn't no big girl, but she was, she was sturdy, right? And she was killing them. She was killing them, y'all. So the reason she never actually played in the NBA game, one one is because when she got the call, she thought it was a joke, and for two, she actually was pregnant. So those are the reasons that she actually never played in an NBA game. But kudos to her for even being considered. I mean, we thought that Reggie Miller's sister, Cheryl Miller, was the one. No, it was actually family. It was actually Lucia May Harris. Hey, she has to go down as the GOAT back then. And she didn't even step a foot in the NBA. She didn't have to. She did her thing. Now, moving along to my next subject, family. We know that in this day and age that it's a lot of shenanigans going on with our food, right? So we have to watch what we eat, especially women. Y'all want to go on a diet for anything. Oh, I'm going out with my girl. I'm going to go on a diet for 2 days. Like that's going to do something. Oh, we're going on a family reunion. It's a vacation. I'm going to fast. I'm going to just eat one meal a day, and I'm going to, but you know, um, my next topic, family, is watch what you eat. And this actually ties into two things, right? So watch what you eat is the topic of this. Scientists are converting plastic waste into vanillin or vanilla flavoring. You heard me right. Scientists are converting plastic waste into vanillin, or what we better know as vanilla flavoring. You can't make this stuff up, family. They're they're taking plastic waste and turning plastic waste into vanilla flavoring. They're using genetically engineered bacteria. They're using genetically engineered bacteria. Yeah, you need to, Jay. What up, DJ? What's happening? What up, Keys? What's good with you? Yeah. We need to go ahead and start making our own vanilla extract. But they're using genetically engineered bacteria, family, and it's already being added to ice cream, to chocolate, baked goods, candies, beverages, etc. Name it. It's already being added. If it's not already added, it's already added. It's already added. If I'm reporting on it, it's already added. So we have to really, when we pick something up, look at that thing. Look what's on the back of it. We got to read those labels, and we pray to the Most High that they're actually putting things on that label that's supposed to be on there that they're putting in there, right? So, so with that said, that scientists are taking plastics and converting that into the vanilla flavoring, which is already in ice cream, chocolate, baked goods, just about everything we eat. With that said, that leads into, I don't know if you even heard about this, about the Frito-Lay chips that have been recalled. There are a plethora of Frito-Lay chips that have been recalled, which have been sold in 13 states, including Ohio is another one of the states. We have had a lot, numerous, an abundance of recalls of all types, food, and now we're talking about Frito-Lay chips. I like me some Frito-Lay chips. I like them. I like them a lot, depending on what kind they are. Because some of that stuff repeats on me, if you know what I mean. Some of that stuff can repeat on me, give me the boo-boos. But anyway, Frito-Lay chips that have been sold in 13 states, including Ohio, have been recalled. And those chips are Tostinos Katina traditional yellow corn chips, right? And they may contain an undeclared milk allergen. Now, this allergen could be life-threatening to anyone who is allergic to milk. Now, I'm glad I'm not allergic to milk. I have stopped drinking traditional milk, cow's milk, stopped drinking that a long time ago. So I've moved on to other kinds of milk, and we still have to be we still have to have a concern for other kinds of milk, because it does not matter what we try to do different. Although when you know better, you do better. But also when you know better, the powers that be know better. And they try to harm us better. So we got to be diligent. And as I'm always saying, stay prayed up. And as I'm always saying, fast. That's the only way we can beat the enemy. We can't beat the enemy going off our own understanding. We can only beat the enemy. Shalom, Rich, what's happening? We can only beat the enemy by staying abreast of what's going on. That's why we have to watch the news or read the news, right? Because watching the news nowadays, all the news channels are saying the same thing. And that's why we watch the news and we listen to the news, especially on Sundays, if you get my drift, right? If you can understand what I'm alluding to, right? So we got to stay abreast of what's going on in this world, family. It's a lot going on. As we see Trump he's doing nothing but a lot of confusion and chaos, and we know who is the author of confusion and chaos, right? So let's just stay abreast of what we need to not eat. And with that said, let's take our vitamins. Yeah, tell a lot of vision. Absolutely right. Let's take our vitamins. our minerals, our herbs. Let's exercise, let's walk, let's run. Just a little side note. I just mentioned exercise and walking and run. I took on a part-time job in which I work at some car dealerships. And my job is just to take pictures of new and used cars. That's my job. And put them on the website. Easy. Click, click, click. Once I click them, they upload. They're on the website. But I'll walk. That's my exercise. That's to say that's my only exercise, but that's my exercise during the day, right? So we got to stay abreast of things like that. Hey, Shalom, how you doing, Adri? What's going on? But that's part of my exercise, part of my regimen while I'm at work. Shalom, everyone that's tuning in. But we need that. We have to have that, because if not, we would not make it. We have to endure to the end. We have to. We got to. Now, enough of my little soliloquy right there. I got another one I want to bring to y'all, and this next one, y'all, is sad. It's sad, and I had to bring this because you know that no one likes an evil person, and on top of that, no one can especially stand an evil cop or an evil authority figure, right? So my next topic is called 95-year-old Australian woman tased to death. I found an article, family. It was a 95-year-old Australian woman who was tased to death. And I was like, that's so sad. Anytime you surpass the age of 90, you almost have a free pass. No matter if you have dementia or what's going on, because it's a blessing to even get to 90. It's a blessing to even get to 2 years old, for real, because we don't know when we're going to leave this earth. Some people are stillborn, meaning dead, DOA. A police officer fatally tased an elderly woman in Australia because she refused to drop a knife after he told her to. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. How evil can you be? I don't care what kind of authority position you have or you think you may have. Yeah. How can a 90 plus person be a threat? And I'm looking like this. So with that said, I'm going to stop right there and say this. If I'm that cop or whatever he is or was, right? You're 90 years old. I'm going to slap it out your hand. What you going to do? He was just trying to show he has no kahunas. Those kahunas was taken away from him a long time ago. That's what's wrong with this guy, right? Or was wrong with this guy. Now, this happened in 2023, family, but I had to talk about this. Now, like I said, he should have just knocked it out of her hand. Her name was, his name, the Australian cop, his name is Christian White, and he was found guilty of manslaughter for killing Miss Claire Nowland, the 95-year-old Austrian woman, back in May of 2023. A jury found Christian White guilty, right? Now, the jury did their job. They found this man guilty. He was guilty. He tased a 95-year-old woman and she died. They found the jury found him guilty. However, a Supreme Court justice in Australia by the name of Ian Harris said this crime fell at the lower end of objective seriousness. What does that mean? This crime fell at the lower end of objective seriousness? What does that mean? She was too old for them to give a dang? You know what I want to say. So what this justice is saying, the justice is giving justice to this police officer, that it was justice in tasing this person, this woman, could be saint of the Most High, because this person was older in life. 95 years old, a blessing to herself and to others. Not everyone lives to be that old. We would love to be that old, to live to be that old, but still be functioning. She was still functioning because she had a knife in her hand, protecting what was hers. And here comes this man with the audacity because he was scared and didn't have no proper training and tased her. But then we have this Supreme Court justice by the name of Ian Harris who basically pardoned this dude. So White was in turn sentenced, right? Because of what this justice did, overturning the sentence, he was in turn sentenced to a community corrections order for 2 years and 425 hours of community service. Slap on the wrist. So basically, they put that little box on his ankle and gave him 245 hours of community service with 2 years of that box on his ankle. So what? So what? What does that? He still has his life. She doesn't have her. She can't get her 95 years of life back. She can't. But it doesn't disclose how old he was. I don't even care how old he is. It's a travesty. It was not a mistake. It was devastating. Yes, the cop was a coward, and he still is a coward. Rich, thank you for saying that. Now, of course, the community that the elderly lady was a part of of course, is in the outrage. And of course, this is a slap on the wrist. What would you do, family, if if this happened to your people, to your mom, to your dad, to your auntie, to your brother, to your sister, to you? Of course, if it happened to you, you'd be 6 feet under, but what would you do? Listen, like my man said back in the day, right? One of my favorite actors. He said, "Yeah, I did it, and I hope they burn in hell." Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that back in the day? For those who, I don't want to give up nobody's age. Y'all remember that? That old movie? The same character who played the old nasty slave in the Django. I'm not trying to say no names, but you know what I'm talking about. With that, listen, he might not make it. He might be in Hades when it's all said and done for him. That's a heinous crime. That's a heinous crime, right? So moving along, family, and that's terrible. I'm going from one heinous crime to a horrible Mother Nature debacle, I should say. Not even a debacle, just and I'm sure everyone has heard about this at this point. Back on Friday, Myanmar, Thailand, right? In that area, there was a 7.7 magnitude earthquake. 7.7, family. Magnitude earthquake in Myanmar on the 28th of March. Devastating. I'm sorry, y'all. It's right in here. It was devastating. And I don't know if y'all seen this 7.7 magnitude earthquake and the devastation that it caused. I saw what happened, and it is sad. And some of what happened reminded me of 9/11. And we know now that it was not two planes that happened in 9/11. We know that now. For those of us who've been doing our study. There was a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that happened in Myanmar near Myanmar, Thailand. Well, near Thailand. Tremors were felt in Thailand and Chinese provinces, and this was, of course, devastating. The estimates right now say it could be upwards of 10,000 people, 10,000 dead bodies because of what happened. So we need to pray for what happened to those people. We need to pray for the people who are trapped under rubble, who are probably still trapped to this day, just a couple of days later. But if you watch the video, family, there was a toppling of two skyscrapers. And that's why it says it reminds me of the Twin Towers. There was allegedly were not two planes that crashed into it. Allegedly, it was explosives that made those things topple. And so when I look at this earthquake, you can see, when you go back to the footage, you can see two towers toppling, falling down, and people scattering and running. But can you outrun a tower when it's falling and you're right there in the midst of it? The only thing that can save you is the Most High through His angels. That's the only thing. It's a sad, sad thing. Even buildings that were hundreds of miles away collapsed. That's how devastating and how powerful the tremors were for this earthquake. It was unbelievable. So I encourage you all to pray for the people of Myanmar. They are people of melanin. May not have a Buddhist temple, yep. They may not have a lot of melanin as a lot of us do, but yet and still, those are our sisters and brothers in Christ, if they are in Christ. Even if they're not, they're still our sisters and brothers. Pray for them. As the scriptures tell us, love your neighbor. And that's what we got to do. But this is a devastating thing to happen. I haven't ever been in, all praise to the Most High, an earthquake. I haven't ever been in a tornado. I haven't ever been in, a typhoon or anything of that nature. All praise to the Most High. But I've been in a car crash, not really similar, but devastation is devastation. And to me, at that time, it was devastating because I broke my nose then, thrown to and fro in a car, hit a house, but it's still not in comparison to what they went through. But that's the only thing I can compare it to. Pray for these people. Love these people as we love ourselves. Because we don't know if it could happen to us. It could. We don't know. Oh, my Lord. She just said, I have at a cricket match. Frightening. Oh, my Lord. I don't know if I should chuckle at that or not, but I'm sorry, that made me chuckle. you got to expound on a cricket match. I'm thinking two crickets. Listen, I got jokey jokes. So anyway, listen, pray for the people of Myanmar and the people that this has affected. It has affected the entire world because everyone has family there. I don't care where you're from. 6 degrees of separation. We all got family there, or someone who knows someone that was there and was affected. So please pray for Myanmar. Moving along, family. I got a few more topics I do want to cover. Right. I got a couple more I want to cover. Right. Well, let me say this before I go into these other few. I got to tell you about this week that I've had. Love your family and do not go against your family. Do not go against your blood family, especially. And my dad told me that in his demented state. Don't go against your family because that's all you got. And I had this family, this college family that I love, right? Some friends that are very dear to me, and their mom passed, and they are so butting heads that I went to a funeral, and the funeral didn't happen. Never seen anything like that in my life until this past weekend. This actually past week, and it's been very taxing on me. Of course, I'm not going to say any names, but I've never been to a funeral that did not happen. And the only thing I can say is I pray to the Most High. The body didn't get buried, and that was a mom. It's at least not of yet, but I pray that it will. The people are still working at it, and it's just because of misunderstandings. It's just because of family not coming together, brothers and sisters not coming together to make things happen, to be on one accord. And I cannot judge um, that. It's not for me to judge, but the Most High will bring judgment on that, on all parties that are uh, involved in that. So just love your family. If you don't have life insurance, please get it. Work at getting it because we never know when we're gonna leave. And if you are a caretaker of an elderly person, keep that insurance in place if they have it. I took care of my dad, and my dad had dementia, and he actually was in enough mind frame to get rid of his own insurance. So when it was all said and done, we had to come out of pocket to bury him. He got buried. All praise to the Most High. But please, life insurance is for the living, because death falls on the living. It don't fall on the dead. You dead, you dead. It falls on the living to take care of those expenses. So I had to put that out there, family, because these things you can't make up. We only get one life, and we don't get it back. We don't get it back. So before I go into this last commentary, this last piece of information I want to bring, I just want to recap what I talked about, family. The first was Wi-Fi anger, where three teens got mad at their mom for cutting off the Wi-Fi. They tried to kill her in their Houston home. They did not. They were brought up on charges. The teens were 14, 15, and 16. I also mentioned Miss Lucia May Harris, when she was the very first NBA female basketball player to get drafted in the 1977 NBA draft. Draft pick number 137 in the seventh round, right? Then I also mentioned about watch what you eat, right? That scientists are now converting plastic waste into vanilla flavoring. Watch what you eat. Better read those labels, right? I also mentioned that there is a recall on Frito-Lay chips, specifically the Tostino's Catina traditional yellow corn chips, right? In which there were at least 13 states, including Ohio, to get things recalled. And these were, I believe, 13-ounce bags of chips. So watch what you eat and read those labels. Be careful of the red 40 and the yellow whatever flavorings they are. Those are poison, right? I also talked about the 95-year-old Australian woman who was tased to death by the Australian cop. Yes, a 95-year-old woman was tased to death by a cop in Australia. Sad to say, you cannot make these things up. You can't make these things up. She's 95 years old. Knock it out of her hand. What is she going to do to you? It probably would have been better just to push her down. I mean, come on now. Come on. Now you have a body on your hands, on your conscience. I just talked about the 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar, right? In which they say it could be up to 10,000 dead bodies as a result. And the magnitude was so large that the effects were felt 100 miles away. The effects were felt 100 miles away and toppled some buildings 100 miles away. Do you understand how devastating that is? How powerful that is? Yeah, those videos. So you just watch the videos, Keys? Yeah, those videos are egregiously. Yeah, they were filmed in India. Yeah, those videos are egregious when you see them. The devastation that there is. I mean, I haven't ever seen devastation like that in a long time. In a long time. And all praise to the Most High that He's kept that kind of devastation away from me. That kind of devastation. I've seen other kinds. Now, with that said, family, if you have not watched that video, go ahead and tune in and watch that video. We got to watch it because we need to love our brothers and sisters. Oh yeah, Keys. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, a lot of their idols fail, And that is another reason that why we do have, since you put that out there, that is another reason, family, why we do have things such as what we call Mother Nature, natural disasters, earthquakes, you know what I mean? Typhoons, you know, tornadoes, things like that, you know, hurricanes, because there's too much iniquity in this world. And we have to stop committing sin. That's what iniquity is, sin. Yes, we were born into iniquity, but we can change. It's not impossible because the only thing that remains constant in this universe, family, is change. Those who can accept it persevere, and those who cannot merely fade away. So change. Work on it. You come to Christ, it's a mentality change. So yes, you're changing. It's not hard. Only we make it hard. Just change. As the scriptures say, stop doing evil, learn to do good. Simple as that. I would like to say uh, easier said than done, but in this case, if you want your soul saved, easier done than said. Right? That's right. That's right. Keys. My God can move mountains. Oh, CNN said it was 1,700 confirmed dead, and thank you for that, Sister Wiggins. Listen, that's just the tip of the iceberg, family. I mean, it's gonna be plenty more. It's gonna be plenty more. Pardon me, I got a lot of information coming in from my phone and other places, but it's gonna be plenty more in my other screen of my in my office here, my computer. So it's a lot of things coming in. That's why I keep looking over, glancing over. If you see me looking over, now, has anyone ever been to Mississippi? Do you even know how to spell Mississippi? Mississippi, or when we was little, humpback I PPI. And what we said? Or as my grandfather say, what has four eyes but can't see? Mississippi. Has anyone ever been to Mississippi? You know, I used to make a joke that nobody want to go to Mississippi. Nobody want to go to jail in Mississippi. Mississippi is the bottom of the totem pole. Hey, listen, it depends on where you are. Certain parts of Mississippi are worse than others, right? But now, to my surprise, family, Mississippi has no more income tax. Woo! Yo, let's go, Mississippi. You ain't got no income tax? Yo, how you pull that off? How they pull that off, family? I'm like, yo, let me report on this. So this is what I found, y'all. Come with me. Come with me. Listen to me now. Mississippi, no more tax, no more income tax. House Bill 531, family, signed into law by Governor Reeves in 2022. Now, we're in 2025, but this was signed into law in 2022. Now, what trips me out about these laws, they can make these laws happen right now. It can happen right now, but they write these laws to happen a couple years out, a few years out. Why do they do that? Why do they make these laws? Why do they write these laws where they're written a couple years out? It's because they want to see what happens within those few years before they actually come to fruition. However, going back to the story at hand, House Bill 531 signed into law by Governor Reeves in 2022. The new legislation, family, House Bill 1, cuts individual income tax by 3% by each calendar year until 2030. Yes, there are a few states. There are at least it showed 7 and it showed 9, but I want to say at least 13 states, family, who are trying to uh, adjust accordingly to Mississippi. So let me just read to you my findings in Mississippi. A family if you're making $60,000 a year, you're going to save $2,300 a year. If you're making $80K per year, you're going to save upwards of $3,300 per year with this no income tax. And if you're making 100K per year, you're going to save upwards of 4,300 per year, right? Now, that's great. That is great, family. But remember this. Remember this. And of course, I got notes, so that's what I'll be looking at. Remember this. Remember, family, that Trump vowed. Remember Trump? He's always vowing something, always saying something. He got a big mouth. Trump vowed to abolish federal income tax. Remember, he came out his mouth with that. Now, if he actually does that, he might go down as the greatest U.S. president to have ever been in the presidency. He might go down as the last one. Who knows? He's making all these moves, but yet, and still, he's an old man. Remember, he fired. Remember, he fired. Let's see. He fired. Well, he's trying to fire 45,000 IRS workers, right? That's who he's trying to fire. 45,000 IRS workers, of which he's already fired or laid off. Let's say laid off 7,000 IRS workers, and that's just a layoff. If 7,000 have been laid off, it's just a matter of time before they won't be able to get their jobs back. He has removed tax on SSI, Social Security income. He has removed tax on tips and overtime. It's great. And he cut $1 trillion of government spending. This is what Trump has done so far. So we have to keep that in memory and put that into perspective of what he has already done. So with that said, it looks like he might be able to get rid of taxes. Remember, we didn't always have taxes. There was what is called tariffs that America had. But taxes came permanently after World War II, and they stayed. No need to have taxes every year. No need for that. We're taxed on everything right now. You're taxed on your money when you use your check. You're taxed on whatever you buy with that money, with your check. Everything has taxes. You got taxes on your vehicle. You have property tax. You got tax on tax on tax on tax. So if he takes this away, kudos to him. Kudos to him. But the question is, how will they recoup that money that they've lost? Out with the old and with the new. We got to remember that. We got to remember that, right? Whenever they make one play, family, there's always going to be another play. It's just that we have to be smart enough to think through what is going on, think through what is actually being said. Because just because it sounds good on the end of on end A, don't mean it's gonna be good on end B or end Z. I'm just saying. Let no man deceive you. I'm just saying. Same thing Christ said. Let no man deceive you. And I'm just here just to give us remembrance of that. Let no man deceive you. Things sound good until it actually happens. Then it might not be good. Right? Now, due to last week's debacle with the Prince of the Power of the Air, right? I was having technical difficulties. So this week, all praises to the Most High, the one who makes everything go. There are none. So I do have some jokes for y'all. Are you ready? Welcome to the lighter side of things, right? The lighter side of things, family. So if you're ready, here we go. Y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, but I am an Uber driver, right? I do some Ubering. Here she go. Look at you. Uh-oh. Yeah, you better say uh-oh. But I have done some Ubering. I do some Ubering. And I have a good sense of direction, right? So, but I'm so good at directions, y'all, that you know that a self-driving car asked me for directions. That's how good directions I am. A self-driving car. AI asked me for directions. Aharon for directions. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Oh, I'm on fire. Hey, check this out. I gotta let y'all know this. Check this out. I'll be trying to find, new gadgets, new inventions, So I got this. Y'all see this pen? This pen is immaculate. It looks like your little ordinary everyday pen, right? This pen is great, right? And I got this new pen, and you know what? This pen, family, this pen can write underwater. Believe it or not, this pen that you see right here, right? This is the pen I'd be writing my notes down with. This pen can write underwater, right? But guess what? It can also write other words too. Oh my Lord. Hey, listen, that's funny. That's funny. I got a question for y'all, right? Check this out. Yeah, but you ain't got this pen, keys. This one right underwater. You ain't got that pen, girl. Now I can sell it to you, but it's gonna cost you. Hey, but check this out, y'all. Everyone has a refrigerator, right? And we put things in our refrigerators, right? Right. We put things in our refrigerators. So check this out. What did the lunchbox say to the refrigerator? Anyone know? What did the lunchbox say to the refrigerator? No one knows? The lunchbox said to the refrigerator, "Don't hate me because I'm a little cooler." Get it? A little cooler. Hey, funny, hilarious. Hey, so check this out, right? Check this out. What is a skeleton's favorite type of road? A skeleton. Some of you skinny people know what you are. What is a skeleton's what is a skeleton's favorite type of road? I'm glad your husband laughing. I'm funny. Dad jokes are hilarious, right? What is a skeleton's favorite type of road? Well, if you don't know, skinny minis, if you don't know, a skeleton's favorite type of road is a dead end. Get it? A dead end, a skeleton's favorite type of road. Oh my Lord. Probably went over somebody's head. Anyway, so check this out. I was talking to my dad when I was younger, right? No pick. His legs. Oh my Lord. Check this out. When I was younger, I was talking to my dad, had a nice conversation with him. And I was thinking about, when I got older. I said, Dad, I think I want to be a writer. I think I want to write when I get older. Yeah, Dad, I wanna write when I get older. Y'all know what he said to me? My dad was like, I was like, Dad, I want to write when I get older. I was serious, y'all. He was like, why don't you? He told me, why don't you left instead? Get it? I told him I want to write. I want to write when I get older. He told me why don't I left instead? Hey, listen, that's funny. Okay, might be corny, but hey, corny dad jokes. So check this. I got a couple more left, y'all. I got a couple more left, right? So why didn't the lifeguard? Now check this out. This is for all you old heads, right? This might go over some young people's head. Why didn't the lifeguard save the hippie? Why didn't the lifeguard family save the hippie? Family, why didn't the lifeguard save the hippie? The reason the lifeguard didn't save the hippie is because he said, I'm Comedy Central bound. Yeah, Pampin, I am Comedy Central bound, Pampin. Okay, I got some stuff up my sleeve that you won't believe. All right, but anyway, Pampin, why didn't the lifeguard save the hippie? Right? The lifeguard didn't save the hippie because the hippie was too far out. I thought that was funny. Hey, he was too far out. Oh, he was too hip. Hey, you just about had it. Hey, that was good. Yeah, Keys, you already know. Yeah, the voice pimping. Listen, hey, the voice go with the flow. The flow go with the voice. That's what it is. All right. But check this out. My last one, right? It's my last one because I'm coming to an end of my little broadcast here. All praise to the Most High that I'm on this show. But check this out. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Now, y'all better get this one. I'm gonna use some time to answer. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Why, family, did the computer go to the doctor? When I look in this chat, somebody better get this right. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Oh my Lord. Hey, Rich got it right. Because he had a virus. First time ever. Kudos to you, Rich. Somebody finally got one of my dad jokes right. Oh, wait. You a dad. Oh my Lord. You cheated. Hey, it ran out of memory. That's a good one. That's a good one, DJ. That's what's up. Hey, I appreciate that answer. I appreciate everyone for, being here tonight, for listening to me, talking about bull. You know that was funny. You know that was hilarious. Hey, but anyway, I appreciate you being here, DJ. Right? As always, I love what you do. You the best at what you do. Well, you one of the best because we got some good ones on our platform. You one of the best, right? And check this out. We have to uplift each other all the time. We have to, because if not, we won't make it. We have to, as the scriptures tell us, if we are a loving person, we have to bear each other's burdens. We have to look at what's going on in this world. I mean, look at what's going on in Myanmar. That is devastation. None of us are going through that right now. We might complain about bills. And I complain about bills a lot, and I shouldn't complain. I should just, as I've been on this platform to say, yes, sir. Take it with a smile. Praise the Most High. I want to thank you all for listening to me. Enjoy your night. Stay prayed up. Sin not. And fast always. Thank you all for listening to me this evening, this morning, this afternoon. Enjoy your night. Shalom.
Always a good time. We came a long way.
A long way.
We gon' work, yeah. Got my girls and we gon' get it out the dirt, yeah. Calling up Asha and Malaka, let's roll. Calling my soul sisters, cause we be out here saving souls. The mission is the kingdom, get it? Tell Baron we ain't with it. If it ain't about our father business, call us Bennett, cause we ain't in it. Hope our crown be fitted on that straight and narrow, cause we ain't slipping. Correct me when I'm wrong, then let it go, baby. We ain't tripping, we ain't got no time to be wasting. Just think about the Father and his long suffering and patience. It'll make you go even harder. Seeking the kingdom is the mission, and that's a fact. And if you fall, girl, you know I got your back, no tit for tat. Leviticus 19 and 18 said it the best, and I be full up off the word